We begin here at 6 with breaking news in the battle against COVID-19. The FDA Vaccine Advisory Panel voting just minutes ago to recommend the FDA grant an emergency use authorization for the Pfizer vaccine for people aged 16 and up. The vote was 17-4 with one member abstaining.
A sticking point for some of the pediatricians on the panel was authorizing the vaccine for 16 and 17-year-olds. They were pushing to start at age 18. A reminder, though, the FDA does not have to follow this recommendation. It's an advisory committee. They've made their recommendation now. However, it's expected widely that the FDA will follow suit. That decision could come even tonight. Perhaps it could take a day or two, but once that happens, the U.S. would begin shipping millions of doses of the shot all across the country.
He's trying to run everyone over.
Data 21 and 23.
Our other big story at 6. Two Ann Arbor police officers nearly run down by a man who was aiming at them with his car. That dash cam video from Ann Arbor shows the night officers were called to a home on Stadium Boulevard.
Investigators say the officers were called because the 31-year-old man who lives there was behaving erratically. Mara McDonald has the police video. Mara, those officers are lucky they were not killed.
Kimberly, I'll tell you, this police dash cam video is really intense. And, you know, not only were those officers trying to dodge somebody trying to run them down with their vehicle, when they got him on the ground, he was armed with 3 knives. Let me show you.
Watch out, dude.
On foot, 2 Ann Arbor police officers. Behind the wheel of this station wagon, a 31-year-old man whose family called police because he was having a mental episode.
Stop! Stop, dude! Stop!
There was no stopping. The tape shows 31-year-old Benjamin Lehman repeatedly trying to run the 2 officers down.
Go, run, dude. Get back to the house!
By chasing them around the home in his car.
He's trying to run us over! I'm gonna have to use my car and ram him.
That officer pinned Lehman's car between his squad and a steel gate. When they got him out of the car, he fought screaming, kicking, and armed with 3 knives. They finally got the cuffs on him.
Okay. Almost got killed, dude.
Back here alive tonight, Lehman has been charged with at least 5 felonies. He remains behind bars in the Washtenaw County Jail. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Okay, Mara, thanks.
All right, now back to the latest developments in the coronavirus situation as the FDA Vaccine Advisory Panel, as we mentioned, has recommended emergency use to authorize the Pfizer vaccine. That happened about 25 minutes ago.
Well, now the FDA will review that recommendation. If they accept it, the vaccine would be sent out immediately. Today, Michigan reported 5,937 new cases and 182 more deaths. 132 of the deaths came from a records review. Earlier, Governor Whitmer discussed vaccine plans, saying those at risk, including healthcare workers, would be first in line. Until a vaccine is widely available, the governor is urging Michiganders to follow the current health recommendations.
We know that wearing a mask and practicing social distancing and avoiding indoor gatherings where the virus spreads easily from person to person, if we can do these things in the coming months, we'll be that much stronger when vaccines are more available.
Much more on tonight's vaccine vote ahead on Nightly News and on the local preparations tonight on Local 4 News at 11.
Tonight, Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel responding to the Texas lawsuit over the Michigan election results. Grant Herms joins us now with it's not the only court case still alive trying to overturn the results and declare the president the winner.
No, there are still a few that are on appeal right now, but today it was a small case in Antrim County that wouldn't really have an effect on the overall election results, and that major case in the Supreme Court that is just getting started.
Michigan's election results still in court just 4 days before the Electoral College meets. In Antrim County, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson was granted a hearing to defend the state after accusations and error in unofficial results in that county on election night was evidence of fraud. Both the Antrim County Clerk and the State Attorney General saying the issue was human error, was corrected, and was not fraud. That hearing coming on the heels of the software company Dominion Voting Systems, which supplied the software to Antrim County, agreeing to testify in front of Michigan's House Oversight Committee next week. Then the case in the U.S. Supreme Court. The state of Texas suing Michigan and 3 other key states for Joe Biden, saying Michigan broke its own election laws to send absentee ballots to voters during a pandemic, and the court should throw millions of votes out. Today, Attorney General Dana Nessel, writing in response, the case is an unprecedented one without factual foundation or valid legal basis, adding it has no likelihood of success. Earlier this week, Nessel told Local 4 she thought the Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, who was under federal investigation, had another reason for filing the suit.
I think this is a clear signal that he is sending to President Trump, requesting a presidential pardon. And that's it. It's a last-ditch effort.
Of 15 Michigan lawmakers and 106 Republican members of Congress, including 4 from the state of Michigan, signed their own briefs to the court today asking that the election results in Michigan be invalidated because of the way we certify our elections. They want to be able to choose their own electors by January 5th. It's worth noting, though, that they're asking to invalidate, Devin, an election that they all won.
Isn't that interesting? It would be a weird thing to challenge, but there's a lot of complicating stuff that would have to happen. One decision here doesn't end all of this. It would sort of start a ripple effect, wouldn't it?
It was sort of a domino cascading effect. The Supreme Court would first have to rule in favor of Texas and or those lawmakers who filed those briefs. The state legislature would then have to meet and have their own electors voted on here in the next just 7 days, unless there was a special session called. Now, it's worth noting that Michigan leadership in the House and Senate did not sign on to those briefs today, and the House Speaker said whoever wins the popular vote in Michigan is the winner, and that is Joe Biden.
All right, Grant. Well, the I-75 corridor in South Oakland County is changing dramatically.
There are some new twists and turns as the construction winds down. Local 4's Rod Maloney has a look at one big new change in Troy.
If you've not been to I-75 in Big Beaver in a while, you have missed out on this messy maze that they've constructed here that can put you on the highway just as easily as not. You can get lost pretty simply. But that's going to go away. The barrels are leaving soon. It's what comes next that we're talking about today, and it's something called the Diverging Diamond intersection. And so just what is this thing MDOT calls a DDI for short? MDOT spokesperson Rob Morosi explains.
What it does is it takes the conflict points of driving and reduces them almost in half.
In plain English, that means they're trying to improve safety and ease of use, make super busy intersections less confusing, even though the layout from Sky 4 would have you believe otherwise.
Traffic will be switched over right at the freeway interchanges, so your left turn will be made with no oncoming traffic in front of you.
Turns out the Troy DDI is the second of 3 planned as part of the I-75 project. And just up the highway at University Drive, a DDI opened up a couple of years ago. So we went up there to speak to drivers like Kevin Baxter and trucker John Dason, who use it regularly.
It's a little tricky. People got to learn what they're doing. It's a little tougher with the semi than it is a car.
It was a little bit confusing when it first started, but once you get understanding of what they're doing and why, the traffic flows through there quite well.
It does help relieve some of the traffic.
It also handles getting on and off the freeway a lot better.
So the DDI here should be open sometime in early January, but there's another one at 14 Mile and I-75, and that's going to open up next spring. So we need to make sure that we learn how to use these things properly. Hopefully it goes a little better than learning how to use the roundabouts. In Troy, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Because those roundabouts can get confusing to a lot of people. All right, some much needed sunshine, just a little bit this afternoon.
Yeah, let's see if we can get it to stick around here for Friday and the weekend. Ben?
Oh, wouldn't that be nice, guys? I'll make you a deal. We're going to have to trade the sunshine, but we can keep the warm temperatures. In fact, even without the sun tomorrow, we should be pushing 50 in a couple spots, at least in the metro and south zone. Right now, we started to cool off pretty quickly, though. 35 in Ann Arbor already, 39 at metro, but you can see in the northern half of the area, still holding on to some of those low 40s there from Howell up to Port Huron. Rest of the evening, we will be seeing at least the clouds returning in that if you were thinking about going out to look for the northern lights, don't. And we'll explain why that is coming up in just a second. Weekend forecast Saturday and Sunday. it's going to be wet, especially to start. Sunday will be mostly dry, but there will be snow showers on the front end of that. So we'll talk timing and see what's to come for next week when we talk to you again in a few minutes. Guys?
Okay, Ben, thank you. Imagine getting that impossible to find toy for your kids only to have it stolen from your car while you're running errands.
And without fail, we hear stories like this every holiday season. Nick Monticelli spoke with some local officers who have important warnings that everyone needs to hear. Nick?
Good evening. I know a lot of you think this might be common sense and a waste of time talking about safe holiday shopping and packages in the trunk, but when you talk to police departments, apparently it's not a waste of time. It's not common sense because every single year they get plenty of phone calls from victims, and you do not want to be one of them.
Oh, for sure it does. For sure it does.
Aaron Susala is a police sergeant in Sterling Heights. He's been a cop for 18 years, and every single year sees victims needing help after their holiday presents have been stolen. In fact, research shows larcenies are about 22% higher in December because of holiday shopping. Some reminders are the common ones. Park in well-lit areas, keep an eye out for suspicious people, and keep packages in your trunk, in the cargo area covered or under a seat. But every year, without fail, presents are stolen from cars that are not locked.
I've seen it. They will actually try door handles, and if your car door is locked, they will just move on to the next car door.
And do not carry cash.
If your purse does get stolen, your credit cards and all that stuff can be canceled easily, but to try to get back that cash, you're just not going to get it back.
Because of the pandemic, there's going to be even more online shopping this year. So use websites you know are secure and that you trust. Watch your credit cards for fraudulent activity, and do not use a debit card online.
A lot of debit cards are hooked right up to your cash, right up to your bank account. So when you do lose that cash, it's harder to get that back. Where if it's a credit card, you can dispute the charges and it's not actually cash coming out of your bank account.
In Sterling Heights, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Okay, Nick, thanks. Well, a little can go a long way to giving a Detroit family a Merry Christmas.
You can still donate to the Say Detroit Radiothon. Coming up, we'll introduce you to a Detroit family. They'll be sleeping much better tonight thanks to your generosity.
But first, two ladies attacked store employees after getting confronted about stealing hair from a beauty supply store. Now Detroit police are asking for your help. Up next, the tips police hope will lead to an arrest. But before we go to break, we want to take you back live to Campus Martius, where a Hanukkah celebration is underway there. The Jewish holiday started at sundown. The city is lighting the first light on the menorah in a virtual event. We'll be right back with more.